Assalamu alaikum and very good day to my beloved students and audiences. Ladies and gentlemen, today we will have a lesson on the first stage of organizational development process entitled Anticipate Need for Change. So I hope that you are in a very high level of motivation to continue watching through this lesson. So I wish all of you are in a good vibes and positively look into a new development opportunity for your own self. So again, I'm Dr. Muhammad Anwar Arshad. Will continue this topic. Here we know that organizational development is highly required for all organizations. Why? Because the world is changing, evolving and transforming every single second. Does that really happen? Yes, we can witness that and we can observe that happen throughout our daily activity. So, what is actually affected the organizations? What are the major areas that the organization need to look into in their organizational development process? There are three main areas that the organization have to closely observe. First, about the technological changes. Second, about organizational structure. And third is about the employee's behavior. So all these three areas, they can affect the organization to go for transformation or to go for change, either at individual area for a time, at a time, or it can happen synchronously, three areas at a time, where the organization is required to do a major transformations of the organization. So, it is really frightening when the organization, if they are unable to cope with the change, with the need for transformation or with the need of development, then they will obsolete or they become no longer relevant to the current times. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's look stage 1 all about. As for this lesson, in stage 1, anticipating need for change, we have two learning objectives to be accomplished. First is about recognize the factors contributing to the accelerating rate of change, where in this process, someone, usually a key manager, will recognize the need for change in the organization. And as for the learning objective 2, identify the ways an organization uses to adapt to change. So in this situation, where the CEO or the managers, there must be a felt or a strong feeling for the change to happen in the organization. And they know what are the reasons for them to take the change in the organization, and they have strong justifications of that act. So let's look at the brief explanations about stage 1, anticipate a need for change. Boys and girls, please pay attention on this explanation. Anticipating a need for change is the first stage of the organizational development process. So when people in the organization believe that the organization is out of equilibrium of need or need to improve, they are in the initial stage of organizational development. Rapid external changes, disputes within the organization, dissatisfied stakeholders, a loss of revenue, insufficient innovation, high illness, absence, or turnover are a few of the reasons that might cause change to take place. These issues are frequently a symptoms of a more significant problem that may occur in the organization. Therefore, in this stage, change attempts to take place when someone in the organization, most probably the human resource manager, a supervisor, or someone from the top management level, has felt something went wrong in the organization and some corrective action must be taken. Those corrective actions are the change that will be carried out in the organization in order to ensure the effectiveness and competitiveness of the organization. Change is difficult to bring about and anticipate as it is a difficult and demanding process. However, change is something inevitable in an organization. The different organization will have their own procedure and standard for anticipating when the change needed to be implemented. For instance, change can be anticipated through the informal conversation among the managers or by observing what is going on in the organization and comparing it to others or organization in the same field. So the first step of the organization development, in other way of explaining this stage, is anticipating the need for change. The organization must anticipate the change before a program of change can be implemented. The manager especially has the main responsibilities in this stage because managers are the people who are most familiar with the organization. In this stage, the manager must be very sensitive to the situation of the stakeholders who are inside and outside the organization, such as suppliers, customers, employees, and shareholders. This is because these stakeholders have a direct relationship with the organization. So, they may influence and even control the ways to function the organization. In addition, the manager must have enough foresight and information about what will happen in the organization. They also must be brave in accepting the changes and develop solution to the changes as soon as possible. So boys and girls, before we end this lesson, we have to accomplish 2 activities for learning objective 1 and 2 and also 2 assessments. So as for the learning objective 1, first, which is recognize the factors contributing to the accelerating rate of change. As for the activity, you have to imagine yourself as an organization. So in order to stay relevant in the industry, state down the reasons that require you to change. What are the reasons that you need to change? And then, as for the assessment, write down the definitions of organizational development. So that is the activity and assessment for learning objective 1. As for the learning objective 2, which is identify the ways an organization uses to adapt to change, the activity you need to accomplish is think out of the box. What factors may affect your life and force you to change? What factors may affect your life and force you to change? And as for the assessment, as a students, you have to answer this question, which is, what will happen if you resist to change? What will happen if you resist to change? With that, boys and girls, my beloved audiences, I end this lesson and thanks for watching and see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.